Hello, guys. This is Michael Glass once again for SEM Forex, and we want to thank you for participating in our second video series. In our first video series, we put together some videos to help you get from filling out your application to installing the MT4 trading platform and feeling comfortable navigating throughout the platform. In this video, we want to now move beyond the actual platform and talk about what do successful traders do to be successful in the market. So since we're going to be talking about trading, we want to make sure that you understand that this is just for educational purposes. Again, we want you to be successful as a trader with SEM Forex, but we do want you to understand that no matter what form of investing you choose, stock, forex, futures, options, there is a chance for risk. You could lose your money. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Anything that we talk about today, strategies and information, is just for educational purposes. Trade at your own risk. So again, this trading video is about how to be a successful trader. And what you're going to find out is that it's not necessarily about, we're not here today to talk about this indicator or this chart pattern, but we are here to talk about the habits and the framework that successful traders use in order to be comfortable and in order to be successful consistently trading in the stock market. What usually happens as traders begin their quest to be a successful trader is they also begin this quest for the Holy Grail. They're looking for this magical indicator, this magical system that's going to allow them to make millions of dollars and never lose a dollar. But we all know that this is not a true thing. And if you're new to trading, I'm letting you know this is not a real thing. You're not always going to win. You're not always going to lose. There is no magical indicator that's always going to work. But what happens is these traders come into the market and they trade a system or an indicator and it works for them for a couple of days. But the first time it loses, or don't let it lose twice in a row, and they go back to YouTube, they go back to Google, and they find a new indicator. And then they trade that for a couple of days. And once it loses, then they go back. And they keep going through this cycle of changing and switching between indicators and system and gurus in this quest for knowledge. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to learn more. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm a teacher. So you need to learn more, but you have to also learn how to properly take this new information and incorporate it into what you're doing. You don't change who you are every other day in order to be a successful trader. You find out who you are as a trader internally, and then you find the external factors that interact well with who you are internally, and then you can be consistent because you're now aligning these external things like indicators and systems with who you are internally as a trader. See, that's the problem. The cycle of traders don't really look at internal. They don't look at trying to fix themselves inside. They don't look at, well, first, how much money do I feel comfortable risking? Because if a system takes too much heat, then you start panicking and you cut the trade. How many times have you got stopped out because you have a tight stop or whatever, and it turned around and went in the direction you thought it was? That's internal. We have to break the cycle of going and look for new indicators, a new system. Albert Einstein once said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different. If you keep looking for a new indicator, a new system, and not spending that same amount of time investing in you and figuring out who you are as a trader, nothing's going to change. Nothing is going to change. What have you done as you're on this YouTube, as you're on Google looking for these new indicators? What have you done that's going to help you perceive, decide, or act better the next time you have to trade in the market? Now, I know you're going to say, well, an indicator is helping me to perceive. Not really. Well, a system is helping me to decide. Not really. Because if you haven't changed who you are as a trader and defined who you are as a trader, then even when these indicators say buy, you won't do anything. You won't act better. Even when these indicators say sell, you won't act better because you have not fixed and aligned who you are as a trader with these indicators. So, as you can kind of get where I'm going, there is no holy grail of trading. However, the internal struggle that your mind goes through on a day-to-day basis as you interact with the market, that's the holy grail. When you're able to master the comfort level you have with your wins and losses. I said wins. A lot of people think, I just got to be comfortable with losses. No, you can't greed and chase the market. I can't tell you how many times I was up $1,000 and should have just walked away and been happy with that. But my greed, like, oh, I'm doing so good, I can't lose today. And next thing you know, I'm down $200. I should have just walked away. So you have to be comfortable both with your profits and with your losses. And we all know people aren't comfortable with losing. People can't take the heat of trading. That's the holy grail of trading. The internal struggle, mastering that, feeling comfortable with both winning and losing. When you're able to do that and apply your methodology to that, that's when you will be able to be consistent. We all can remember in the movie The Matrix, and when Neo found out he was he was the one, and nobody makes the first jump, and he's looking, and they showed the Matrix on the computer. It was just all these numbers, and that's how trading is to new traders. Even me to this day, when I look at the dome sometimes, it's just numbers. But once you're able to deal with the struggle, the internal struggle of the wins and losses, and you identify who you are as a trader, and you find systems that work with who is as a trader, not just systems you found on YouTube, but you've taken these systems that you find on Google and you've incorporated with who you are as a trader, and you now master it for you. You don't just trade it because someone said to, but you trade it because this is how I can trade it based upon my amount of money I have, based upon how much money I feel comfortable risking, and this is how I can be successful. This is when the matrix now turns into shapes. And this is when the market slows down. And you always hear about athletes in the zone saying it's slowed down. Well, that's because that internal struggle, you've mastered it. And you're now able to look at the market, find the opportunity that it's providing with you, and applying the right strategies. Rana Naria talks about this all the time when he came with this quote saying, to be consistent in the market, you have to first identify the opportunity and then apply the best strategies. Well, if it's a trending day, why are you trading reversals? If it's a sideways choppy day, why are you trading breakouts? Again, these things, your ability to interact with the market and get into the opportunity flow, and more importantly, being able to understand how to frame the market. So now that we've mastered our internal struggle, now we have to be able to frame the market, identify the opportunity, and apply the right strategies to that. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video series. Because in the end, it doesn't matter if you have the latest trading system, the hottest technical indicator, the best newsletter, or if you're in the trading room. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a trading room where the trader person was making money, but the people in the room weren't. Because you trade it, and then when you don't take a trade, that's a trade that makes money. You trade the next one, you're like, well, I'm going to take the next one, and then that one loses. So you get in this analysis paralysis, you get in this struggle. Again, profits and losses. And so it's all about your ability to see these high probability trading setups and pull the trigger. So as you can see, this has been about understanding that successful traders not only focus in on the indicators in the system, but they also focus in on themselves. They understand that once they master the internal struggle of money, then they are able to successfully implement whatever trading strategy or indicator that they use. So that's what this video series is all about. This was just an introduction. What we're going to cover over the next couple of videos is understanding the type of day. As we just talked about, you first have to be able to frame the market. This is what successful traders do. Understanding the type of day, not only the type of day, but the time of day to trade is very important to be a successful trader. And then using your chart patterns and your technical indicators, we're going to have a video on each of these, will help you confirm if you want to use them, confirm that this is the best time to get into the market, and these are the patterns that I want to use because I believe they work with who I am as a trader, and they allow me to confirm my entry. But the mistake that many traders make is that they worry so much about the entry that they forget about stop in the name of love. They forget about managing the trade. They forget about the risk management. Cut your losers short, let your winners run. That's how you'll be a successful trader. And as you can see, this whole video has been about the mental side of trading. And our last video will talk about the mental fitness of trading. So these 5 things, this is the framework of successful trader. These are the habits of successful traders. They understand how to look at the market, identify opportunities, apply the right strategies to those opportunities, and then manage the trade. And most importantly, they feel comfortable with the whole process. And that allows them to be successful, and it allows them to be consistent. So guys, I want to thank you for watching this introduction to how to be a successful trader. I look forward to seeing you guys at the rest of this video series. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.